creating the edit page. In this video, we're going to create the edit page to update a service provider. Now we'll also create the route and the controller to handle editing and updating existing data. Now we're just going to handle everything in the RAM. We're not going to modify the actual source files in this video. So let's go and create this feature. All right, so before I go on there and start doing some coding, I want you to open this data source file again, and I add in here a templates folder. And inside the templates folder, you should see a providers folder that has all the templates that we're going to use for this course. So these are just some of the forms already pre-created for us, so you don't have to spend time creating yourself. You can if you want to, but I'm going to provide this for us to use. It provides the skeleton for us to use already. So then let's go into the code, and right in here in the views folder under the providers, I'm going to add those templates right in here. So let's go back to the folder again, and so here we are. I'm going to drag all these, except we already have the list and the edit. The details, you don't need those, but I'm going to click this one here, all of these, and the edit and the update. So you can just drag all these 6 templates or 5 templates and add it to the providers. Okay, we'll put that in there so we don't have to create the templates manually. Okay, so now and then we're going to look at this edit page. This is a template for that one. And so when I edit the provider's information, that means the form, as you can see, already has the information here. I'll run in a minute before we go there. Let's open, I'll keep that open. Let's open the routes, the controller, and also the routes. We're gonna modify this, and we need to add in the routes to this, right? So we have to update the details. And then we're going to have another one here. Again, I'm just going to copy and paste this in here. It's just much quicker. It'll be very similar to that one. So this would be for edit page. Okay, well, providing the edit means just the form page for each particular provider, not the whole list, but just one. So I put here, I just call it edit in the view. And again, it will be very similar to the details. We pass in the ID to the edit page, and then that will load that data, will load that view to have this information. So the controller will be not details, but I'll call it providers dot, I just call it edit. Okay, provider edit. And then when we edit this page, we also want to update the data, right? So this is just for the form, just to view the form. Once you complete the form, you click like update or whatever it is, it's going to process it does the actual updating. So that means I'm going to take that to another route, and so I'm going to copy this one more time and have another route here. This is going to go to not update, delete, but edit, but I would call it update just to make it kind of a little bit different. And I would call the update controller in here. Then instead of getting to the get method, I'm going to use the post so that the data will be passed to the body of the HTTP protocol. So put post here, and I'm going to just change the comment to say post. All right, so that looks good. The next, we need to update the controller. So remember, we have the controller edit, controller update. Okay, so go to controller, and I'm going to put it right down here. And so I'm going to copy this, and so we're just going to basically modify it here. So I should put some, I guess I put some notes here. This would be for a list. This is the details, and this would be the edit, call it edit form, just the form for here. So edit. Come on. Okay, so we edit the form, and I'm gonna pass in the ID. So we got the ID. That's coming from this ID here. Okay, so we get the ID, and then we're going to provide that information. Again, we're going to search in that information. And so once we return that service provider, then we need everything, okay? This time, we're going to provide the whole information, not just the company name. So we're going to remove the company, and I'll return that into the provider. You can call a company, I just probably call it provider. It just makes more sense that way. So again, this is the one we'll be using in the view. This is just the local variable here we pass to this object. Okay, and the title will be not details, but maybe like edit. I just call it edit here. It's just too long. Just call it edit. And I think that's all we need here. Well, this is going to be the not details, but the providers. We call it edit. That's the template we use. Inside the views, you see that we have a provider's edit. That's this one here. Okay, so we pass in the provider, the ID, the title, and the provider. Okay, we did the search here. The search is exactly the same as the details because we're only searching the list inside our model here, only matching that particular user or provider. Then we return the entire provider or element to our list. And that's why we return everything into a single provider. And I use singular term just for that purpose. And we pass that to the template. So now in the template then, we're going to go in here and the title, we just edit a provider. That's fine. We'll save that for now. And let's run our application and see what it looks like in the browser. So go down here, go to the back end. Oops. And run. I have a problem here. Let's see. I think I probably didn't have the routes in here yet. Okay, let's check our code. I think I have something incorrectly here. So let's go to let's view our routes again. And the providers here, we have edit goes to controller, edit. Oh, I don't have the update. That's why it doesn't work. It needs to provide that in here also. Let's do that really quick. I'm going to, again, copy this, put it right down here. And this is the update. It won't be a form. Well, I guess it will be update. And what the update does is it's going to update the data. For now, I'm going to leave it as is for now. And it's going to go to the update page, not edit. Okay. And when I pass that to the update, I'm probably just going to pass the title and the ID, I guess, the title. And that's all I'm going to just put here, update. And I'm not going to pass anything else to that for now. Just the title and the message to say it's updated. If you look at the updates view for the updates, it will just say updated successfully. If you want to add more information to this page here, you can pass the data to it, but that's all I need to show that. Okay, so that's why I don't need to pass anything there. And so that means we'll leave these as is. I'll come back and fix this a little bit later. So let's save that and run app again. Okay, let's cancel that and do a node mon and more error. Okay, mistype that. Let's clear my console down here. Okay, so it's still not working. Something is still not correct. It says require callback must get an object. The routes okay, something is still not correct. All right, so this will be update. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I'm calling two same functions. It's kind of confusing. So this should be update and providers update, providers edit. Okay, let's do one more time. Clear my console. Oh, actually, it's already running. Let's clear my console and run it again. So node, monitor. There we go. So let's go to the browser and refresh our page. Okay, so providers here. If we go to more information and I click edit. Okay, so this is the edit page. As you can see, this is the skeleton that has all the information we need already. We're going to pre-populate these fields with the data coming from this ID. So we're going to search in the ID, and which we did already. We're going to gather data and pre-populate these fields so that we can make changes here and just click update provider. Once we go update provider, it's going to load a the update page. I mean, it's required so you can process it, but it's going to go to update here, and then it will just say successfully updated. Okay, and then you can also access this page going through the edit link here as well. All right, so let's go and then fill this data with the information. So right in here, I'm going to close this terminal now. In here, we pass that provider to the view. In the view, we should have access to that through the provider object. So right down here in our form, we want to make sure also that we're going to pass the data to the update, right? The update page. So that means I need to do a action here. Action is going to be the link. The destination is going to go to the public, providers update page, and that's where we're going to send that form to, right? We'll make sure that we use that one there. And you can put an ID here if you want. I think it doesn't really matter. Actually, we do need an ID. So you need to pass the ID to it so we can update the data using that particular ID. And the method here, I'm going to choose post now. So instead of get, because we want the data to be hidden in the body for security reasons, right? So you don't want to put get here. It's going to be shown in the URL. So that's the form. Now the first name here. So in the field, this is the field input. It's required. And notice again, it was not included in there, right? And it's not null data. So we're going to add a value attribute here. The value is going to be equal to, and then that's where we put the name. So again, this will be the first name. So that will be provider dot first name. This is exactly what you see inside the view in the object. So I'm going to just basically copy these, and actually the whole view value here. Copy these and put it right in here. We'll go back and we'll modify the data. So we're right after that here. Put after what we put the ID. After doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, and then for the email and phone, the company name, address 1, address 2, and then the city, state, zip code, and the description. It's going to go right in the area here, so not inside the tag, but between the tags. And well, not value, we don't need the value actually, just the expression. Okay, so it'll be similar to this text box, text area down here, right between the tags. Okay, so I think that's what we need. And then just go back and modify all of these here. I'm going to go from the top and stuff from the top to bottom. So we got the first name, this would be the last name, then the position, email. Now the email, as you can see, is actually coming from the company object, right? So if you go back again to the model, you see that the email is inside a company dot email, not from the first part, but the second part. So here it would be provider dot company dot email, and same thing with the phone number. So company dot phone, and now the company will be like first, company dot company underscore name, and so on for the rest. So this will be like company dot address. This is the address 2, and this is the city. Here is the company state, and then down here is the company postal underscore code, and down here is the company description, and then I think finally the company tagline. Okay, so let's save that, and let's go to the browser and refresh our page. So here we go. We got the data coming in through this ID here, 414532, and all these fields are filled in. And you can modify these data if you want. I restrict it to only 2 characters. Again, you can feel free to modify this as you see fit. And so let's go back to the provider. If I go and choose this GigaShots again, edit, you see that it's all pre-populated, right? The company is called GigaShots and so on. So it works nicely. Now, the next thing is if I make changes, let's just say if I change to a different state, California, for example, if I click update, it's going to take us to the update page or API, I guess, and then the ID here. And then we need to process this data coming through to the form in the post method and update the actual data. Okay, so let's go and do that in the code. So we got this is done. I can leave that for now. So in the controller, so when the data comes in from this edit form to the update, again, we get that ID. We know what ID is. So as we search in that list of information, and once you find this, once you search that, you found it, right? And then you're gonna basically return that provider back here. And then now we just basically update those information one by one. So here it's just a lot of typing to do here. So I'm gonna go in provider dot first name is gonna be equal to the data coming from the body of the form. So this is gonna be coming from the request dot body instead of the parameters. So the params is for a get. The body is for a post. So data are hidden in the body. So ID, well, the first field is going to be the first name. Okay, these field names are the fields from the form. It has to match exactly these fields here. These are what we did inside here. So all these name here, the tag name, description, this have to match. If they don't match, it doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to copy this again a few times. First name, last name, position, and one more here. This will be a little bit different. So this will be like a company dot company name. Okay, this will be for the company. So I'm going to again copy this, and for the address 1, address 2, city, state, zip, phone, email, tagline and description, and so on. Okay, it's just faster. So here would be the last name, and this is the position. I'm trying to do as fast as I can. You can copy and paste it. They should match. This is why I use the same field names. Okay, and then this company name. So what do we call over here? Company name. We call it address. Company name is company name, same thing, underscore. Great, excellent. So company name is company name, and then this is the address. Address 2, city, and the order is not really important here. As long as they match, then that should be fine, because we're not passing in order. So oops, this is the call it postal code. Okay, and then we have phone, email, and then this is like the description and tagline. So again, copy and paste. They should be the same. Email, phone, postal code, oops, state, city, come on, address 2, address, and I think that should be it. Okay. And so usually, again, maybe later we'll see where we do any error handling. You want to check, make sure that it's no error. If it is, then you want to provide an error message. But for now, we'll assume everything's going to be hunky-dory here, okay? And so once that's done, then we're going to send the update page to the user, telling them that it's been updated and so on. So let's save that. and go ahead and go to the browser and see if this works. So I'm going to go to the providers page. I'm going to change this company information. I'll just change the CEO's title to, let me just say CFO. See if that works. You can change all this you want. Melinda, I don't know, I'm just going to change something here. I'm just guessing. And just make sure everything is working. Okay, let's just only do those and update. So it doesn't work. I did something bad maybe. Let's see what happens here. Providers update. Looks like the view doesn't work. So let's go back and check it out. Why? And let's see. Providers update. I have a providers. Oh, yeah. It needs to say it's to be plural. So let's modify that. Change that to say providers. Okay. So let's have to match the view. Let's try again. Let's go back and refresh. Yes. Okay, so it just updated successfully. Again, we did not check for error. It might have errors, but usually you want to handle that as well. So let's go back to the providers and see if that did change. So we did change to CFO. I changed her name to something different. The company is Inc. If you go to more information, and there it is again, the same information here. Company names may change. We do not change anything here at all, but as you can see, it works perfectly. Edit provider, again, go here, and that's fine. So again, we're not actually, modifying the actual data. It's all in RAM only. So that means if I refresh or return this off again and run it the server again, it's going to come back to as it was before initially. But so far, it's working great. So in the next video, we'll create the service provider add page to add a new provider to our data.